All right, so far we've used the keyword join, which really means inner join. But now let's look at some outer joins and what that means. I'm not going to be typing as much code as I did in the last video just to shorten it up a little bit. I don't want to dive as deep into outer and full outer joins as I did inner, but let's go ahead and just see what all that means. Now, go ahead and make sure the VR is your current database, and we're going to be looking at this query first. This is just an inner join, so when I run this, it's going to get just the related fields back for us. Remember, it's the same as if I put inner join, runs the same way. Only the matching rows of each table is going to show up. Or in other words, the primary keys of the artist table is matching up with the rows that reference the same foreign key in the artwork table. The Venn diagram, I'm going to show the Venn diagram for each one of those today. I'm going to turn off the little outer thing here so we can see a little more of it. All right, so when we do an inner join, it's going to look more like this. It's going to have this Venn diagram that's representing this inner join. And only the related fields is what's going to show up here inside of this colored area here. Okay, so that's an inner join. But remember, we had an artist in this artist table, Michelangelo, but he didn't have any of his artwork listed in the artwork table. So really, Michelangelo would be over here in the white part of the table because he wouldn't have had anything that kind of overlapped or related into that other table. So in other words, the primary key associated with Michelangelo was not used as a foreign key anywhere in the artwork table. If we wanted him to show up in our result set for some reason, this is why you would use an outer join. Outer joins will show all the rows from one table and then only the matching rows from the other table. So if we add the keyword left before the join, this says take the table on the left, and remember you could have this up here, so if that helps a little bit, take the table on the left, and I want everything from that first or left table, whether it has a relationship with the other table or not, and then take the other table, or the one on the right, the last one, and just show me the related data between these two tables. Okay. So if we run this one, we'll see that we also will get Michelangelo to show up, and he was not showing up with the inner join. The left and the right keyword, and we're going to see the right here in a moment, they both refer to outer joins. The term outer is implied, but you can use the keyword if you want, but it's not required again. When it sees left or right, it just knows you're doing an outer join. Just as the keyword inner wasn't required when we just put join. And so this would run the exact same way. All right, so let's take a look at how this one now looks on a Venn diagram. It's going to be more like this. So now we're saying the left table, or the one on the first one, the one on the left, because we're using left, I want everything from that table. So now we're getting Michelangelo, but then only the related artwork on only the related ones from the artwork table. Okay, we could also reverse this. Before I do that, I just want to explain. We didn't have any artwork in our artwork table that wasn't associated with an artist. But if we did, for some reason we had an artwork in there and it had no artist, then it would not show up with this one because we're only getting the related ones. All right, so now let's reverse it. So we can reverse the order of the tables and use the right keyword. I just put it right here. So now artist is second, and the table on the right is the one that's going to get everything to show. So basically we're doing the same thing. We've just reversed the word artist and artwork here. And now it's referring to, when you use right, it's saying get the table on the right or the second table and return everything from there. All right, so let's create a query from the magazine table. So I do need to use magazine really fast. All right. Let's create a query. This time, let's use some table aliases. So you'll see we want the magazine name, the price of the magazine, and the subscription start date. This comes from the subscription table. These two came from the magazine table, so we've joined them together. Right now, this is an inner join, not an outer join, because we're just using the word join. And we do have the two keys that relate those two tables together. So we want the name of the magazine, the price to show up in our result set. Those values both come from the one, and the other two, or the other one from the subscription start date. All right, so we've joined them together, but remember we had a magazine called MySQL Magic that doesn't have any subscribers yet. So it does not show up in this result set. So if I run this, you'll see that there is no MySQL Magic that's coming up here. It doesn't have any subscribers yet. It does not show up in the results because there's no foreign key in the subscription table. Let me show this one right here. That's showing that actually I don't have one. It's going to be more like, this is actually more like this one right now. But maybe we want that magazine to show up in the results set, even if no one subscribed to it. So it doesn't have a subscription start date, but we still want to show it. So we're going to do an outer join here. And we're going to say we want all the magazines, so we're going to use a left because the magazines is on the left. That's what we want all of. And now if we run this one, it's going to be doing this one. And you'll see if you scroll down to the very bottom row, we now can see MySQL Magic. And we see what price it is because those are both from the magazine table. But because there's no subscription date associated with it, the subscription start date column will have a null value in it. So there is no subscription start date because no one has subscribed to that magazine yet. Okay, again, remember the left and right outer, the word outer is implied. Again, it would be the same thing if you put outer here. It would run exactly the same way. All right, now what if we also wanted to show not only the subscription start date, but the subscriber's last name? I've just done it here. Let me zoom out just a little bit. And same one we had before, but I've added subscriber last name, which meant I needed to add another table because the last name is in the subscriber table. So we've joined that to the query as well. All right, so we run it, and you'll see it runs just fine, but we have lost MySQL Magic from the results set again. Even though the first part of this query was exactly the same. When we added join that third table on there, it's gone now. So it's because when we said join subscriber, this part was an inner join for that particular table. So it's not going to be getting all the results from that first one. What is happening is this. It's getting everything from magazine because that outer is still in place here, getting everything from magazine. But then between subscriptions and subscriber, it's only getting the related because it's doing an inner join there. So it's not going to be able to get all the results that were included in this first join because it didn't include that one little connecting section there. So we'd also have to make this one an outer join as well in order to get that, to include that little bit of the first part of that first left join. So it's going to look more like this now. So if I run that, you'll see I do get MySQL Magic back. It's now two null values now because no one is subscribed to it, no date and no name. All right. One last type of outer join is the full outer join. And this one is not used very often. But I do want to show it so you can see what it looks like. All right, so with our magazine database, we also have subscribers, we see their last name here, who have not yet subscribed to the magazine. So you'll see there's no Walter showing up here. We have a Walter Wong that is not subscribed to any magazines, but he is on our subscriber list. Okay, so if we were to go ahead and do, this isn't a full outer join, this is just a right outer join. But if we were to run something like this, we can see what's going on here. So now we scroll down to the bottom, we see a Walter, or Wong is his last name, Walter Wong, and he has not subscribed to any magazine, so therefore he's got no values here. But he is showing up because we said take the table on the right and show everything from it. And again, with this right join, we're showing everything from subscription and then only the related from magazine, okay, because it's on the left. So we're getting everything from the two right ones or the two last ones, and we are able to see him there because he has not subscribed. What if we wanted to show all the magazines, even if they don't have a subscription, and all of the subscribers, even if they don't have a subscription, all in one query? We'd have to use what's called a full outer join. But because MySQL doesn't support the actual keywords or syntax of a full outer join, by the way, SQL does, but not MySQL. But we're going to use a workaround with the keyword union to simulate this full outer join. So I'm basically going to be putting these last two joins together. So it's like overlaying these two images on top of each other is kind of what we're doing. And we're going to be getting a full outer join. So we're going to be looking at this. So let me show you all the code here so you can see it all. We basically have that exact same left outer join that we had before and the same right join that's going to get Walter and this one that's going to get MySQL Magic. We're putting them together with the keyword union. Now remember to take off your semicolon at the end of this one because this is one big clause now. Okay, so now it's going to run both of these queries and put them together, and you will see from the result set that we have all the magazines and all the subscribers, even if they are not subscribed to a magazine, and even if the magazine doesn't have any subscribers, it will show here. All right, so we might use something like this with maybe an exception reports or to see out of the ordinary data. You could filter it with null conditions, like say we had hundreds of subscribers and hundreds of magazines, and we kind of wanted to see what was out of the ordinary here with a union or a full outer join like this. So we could say something like where subscription start date is null, and maybe where we'll do the same thing down here. And we'll put it before the semicolon. Now if we run it, we'll just get the ones that have that subscription start date as null from both queries, and we can quickly see which magazines that maybe we need to promote or advertise, and we quickly see which subscribers we might need to send a discount email or coupon to so that will motivate them to subscribe to a magazine. And so now we can see if we had hundreds and hundreds of customers and magazines, we can quickly see what we might need to get some attention to our business to get its profits back up. All right, so again, outer joins are not as common as inner joins, and full outer joins are even less common, but this was just a quick look at them so that you are familiar with them.